similarities and differences were there between the Crowsnest Pass and American mining regions like West Virginia?
The most obvious difference was the fact that there was only one company town in the Elk Valley, Crowsnest Pass region.
Yeah.
Whereas in West Virginia, most of the miners were living in company towns. And a company town is one where the company owns everything. They own the housing, they own the commercial businesses, and if the miners go on strike, sometimes the company would just kick them out of their housing because they didn't own it, they were just renting. And the only community in this area that was like that was Michelle, where there was a lot of company housing. But Natal, which is just next door, that's the way it was. They were so close together. That was all privately owned from 1907, and then all the other communities. There were some houses owned by the mine companies in the Crowsnest Pass, but most of the land and most of the buildings were owned privately. And so it meant that, whereas in West Virginia, in some ways it was almost like a feudal system, where the miners were controlled by the owners and all parts of their lives were dominated by the owners. That never happened here. Even in Michelle, if you lived in a rental house in Michelle, you could always go shop in Natal. You could just walk there, right? And so you didn't have to buy from the company store and pay high prices or anything like that. So in some ways that encouraged the workers to organize independently and feel that they could do so without experiencing the wrath of the companies, because they lived independently, they could organize independently. Their union halls were owned separately, and the union halls were crucial because the union hall in Blairmore, the union hall in Coleman were centers of the community. So I think that when people think about coal communities, they think about West Virginia and they think about the company towns and the workers having no power at all. But that wasn't the case here in the Crowsnest Pass in the Elk Valley at all.